Why hello all you fine sexy people in internet land. It is Brian with Mana Beast doing a quick breakdown of my experience at the Pueblo, Colorado regional for Dragon Ball Z. Happened last week. So let me get right into it. I'm not gonna really talk about my deck or deck profiles. I'm just gonna go in and tell you what my experience was. So I did decide to go with Blue Protective Ginyu because I like Blue Protective Ginyu. What can I say? I'm a slut for the Blue Protective Ginyu. Let me let you know, I like me some Blue Protective Ginyu. In the current meta with a lot of physical beats, with the Gohan allies, with energy beats even, with Frieza and Yamcha, I thought that Protective would give me the best options for both flexibility with guards, and then if I wanted to use my mastery, so people have to get to 6 anger, it was just a lot more utility built into it than tag. So I went with that. Let's talk about just getting right into it. The first match I went up against Derek Ladd, who I'd seen on Retro every now and again. I hadn't really interacted with him a lot, but I'd seen him on Retro. And so, yeah, we went in a match and he was playing Blue Protective Yamcha, which mildly worried me because I know he's an energy beats deck, but between my allies, between everything I had on board, you know, I figured I had him. I actually have a little cheat sheet here, so I'm cheating here. Yeah, that's all I wrote. Like after each match, I would write down the key moments. The key moment in the game was there was one point where he uses blue dominance to try to get from level 1 to 2. However, Cooler Ally, let me tell you all, Cooler Ally. The Cooler Ally is just the best. I'm sorry, Cooler Ally is amazeballs, it is titty sprinkles, it is manna from heaven, because he blue dominance, he gets a lifting drill, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna level up. I'm like, well, that's an adorable story, but it's not gonna happen because Cooler says, no, you can't do that. Which, well, would have saved me, well, it did kind of save me from more energy, but it did definitely save me from him popping up to 2 and then wintering, you know, doing the banishing thing. So anyway, totally saved me there. However, I draw into my cards, he has his 4, he enters combat on me, doing the whole blue dominance thing, and he hits me with a confrontation. I have a stare down in hand. He gets rid of stare down. Okay, whatever. I throw Ginyu, I think, at some point. I throw Ginyu, and then he throws down Pesky Barrage. Okay, 7 life cards, and stays to be used the second time. You know what? I got this. I got this. I can really move along and take this. Okay, no problem. So I end up letting that one hit. I endure it out. He then puts down another Pesky Barrage. He literally puts down another Pesky. And I'm going, oh my God, okay, so that's another 7 coming my way. And it's at that point that I'm trying to somehow mount an advantage. I blocked that one and the other 2 hit. So I mean, in total it hit me for around 15-ish life cards or so. 14 to 15, which is a really solid, I mean, that's like 3 Destructo discs in a turn. And had he gotten up to level 2 and done all the shenanigans, it would have been worse. And that turn just, I mean, double, you have a confrontation, he confronts my stare down, I can't stare down to get one of those peskies. I mean, that's a turn you just get bootied on. I don't know what to say, you just take it just right up. So, after that, I had a couple good combats. I did have a combat where I was stabilizing, and I had about like 3 cards left in deck, and I was gonna Cooler, I was gonna rejuvenate one. I had, I think I had Blue Blanketing Blast. I had something to keep putting cards up on top, but I mean, I was getting to a point where I was gonna come back, and I had this really good combat where I'm hitting for damage, and before I could get more than 3 cards in my life deck, Yamcha's Rescue. He hits that for endurance, and then, you know, that's the game. So, just wasn't a game I was meant to win. You have double Pesky, GG, you win. So, anyway, it was a good game, and I had fun, and there was nothing really unfair about it. It was just the Pesky in terms of having the drill and ball 1, and he also had a Kami ally out, so he could play with more stages. It all worked within itself to hurt me pretty bad, along with his level 1 attack, which instead of being, you know, the normal, it had the +2 modifier. So anyway, good game, just couldn't do anything about it. Second game, I go against a Tyler Schad, I may be totally saying your name wrong, Schad, Schad, I think it's Schad, Tyler Schad. He was playing a Black DB's cooler, and there was just one turn where he had a chin kick on one combat and then a chin kick in another. And chin kick just completely shuts down my deck in every way. Chin kick just decimates my deck. If I get hit by a chin kick, it's just, because not only is there the issue of inherently shutting off all my allies, which sucks. There's also the issue that now he can possibly gain anger if he hits with it. So it's not just, oh, hey, it shuts my allies. I still have to block it. And if I had planned to block with an ally, like a Goldo or something, then unless I want Cooler to anger up, which I don't also want him to do, but I also don't necessarily want to, it's just frustrating because that kick will ruin a Ginyu's day because it can't be redirected. So you have to take it off your MP or try to block it, and it's a pain to work with. So he got one of those, and then he got it in another combat. So it was just a double chin kick. There's just, I couldn't mount up an advantage of him against good enough. But he was playing with the sexy red Mana Beast mat, so I completely respected that. And really cool guy. He's like, hey, can you sign my mat? And I'm going, me? I'm okay. I'm just a dude, but I would love to sign your mat. I'll sign your mat. Sign his mat. Talked a little bit. Yeah, really cool guy. So loss on that one, and it's just how it goes sometimes. Third was against Mario Terrazas, Terrazas. Why can't y'all just give me easy names like Smith or something? But another Black DB's cooler. So I'm like, oh my, another Black DB's cooler, and then I got to worry about my defensive burst and a whole lot of other stuff. Just a combat in a few games, he just did not see energy blocks. I don't think he saw one. Maybe, I don't know, I can't say for sure. He didn't have energy blocks. I just kept hitting with energy. It was Ginyu, it was Jace, it was Android 13, it was Blankety Blast, it was this. It was just like energy after energy after energy. And I mean, just completely blew him out of the water. And again, I think it's just to the fact that he didn't have the cards to guard with, so it kind of hurt him on that one. So that was a win there. Moving on, my fourth round was against Kevin Bach, which that was probably the scariest game there because, in my opinion, Kevin is I would say the best player in Kansas, in my opinion, or at least top three, if there would be argument for that, and one of the best players in the Midwest and one of the best players in Dragon Ball Z just around. Did well in score. Just is a super solid theory crafter, and he was running Black Roshi, which is the bane of my deck's existence because he's so good at controlling the board. He's so good at getting out declarations, getting out power-ups, he just controls super well. So early on, he ended up first turn, Roshi's backstrike searches for a card. I attack with Ginyu. He throws down the drill, even though he can't, it prevents it, doesn't stop the hit effect. And he throws down the drill that says all constant abilities are shut off. Now this was, of course, after I pull out Nappa. So I pull out Nappa, he throws down that drill, and Nappa's no longer active. So it just really screwed up my plan a lot. And that drill stayed on the field for a good while, actually. And he got up to level 2, put it back into his hand, so he had it, for another option, put it back out. And then late game, I ended up getting rid of the drill with a neck beam. I hit him with a neck beam and put it from 2 back to 1. So the drill goes away, and my life is happy, and so Nappa's back being active. And after that point, there was just a key turn where I stare down a Tug of War he had, which would have completely screwed my day up because I know he was going to banish Nappa. He had power-ups on the field. He had declarations on him. He had a whole lot of setups on the field that would have benefited him. And then from that point, it just was a really slow grind. We almost went to time. And he and I were fairly even on life cards. I may have like a 5 or 10 life card advantage on him, but it wasn't like 20 or 30. And he was, I think, down to like 4 or 5 cards. I knew he had some ball cycling in there. And I just had a last final turn to push through the last bit of damage, and I won. Super good game. I really felt like my deck did what it was supposed to do. Nappa stayed on the field, and I had a timely stare down, so that just helped everything. and I won that one, which it was, again, to me, Kevin is one of the best players out there. So I was 2-2 at that point. I'm thinking, you know what, I got a chance. I'm X2. Well, let's see what we can do. Next round, what do I go against here? Sorry, I wrote this all down. Next round, I go against a blue protective cooler. Now this one was just, again, it's one of those situations that you really couldn't have done anything about it. The end game was, he comes in at me in a combat, and I remember, actually no, I went on to him in a combat, pardon, I went on to him, because I had a playful punch, a body switch. I forgot what the other two cards are, but those are the really important cards, because I used Ginyu level 1. I was going to pull out an ally, and then he had gotten rid of a couple allies, so I'm going to go to 2. So I forget what he does next. I think actually he does personality, cooler 2. He did end up getting up to level 2 with dominance. I didn't have cooler out on the field, so he did get up to level 2. And so then he swings with that. I then am going to body switch. He spheres body switch. Okay, like that's just like that completely ruins one of my plans. And then I had he throws, and I have a playful punch because I'm ready for his supernova, because supernova is what's going to screw my day up. And so he supernovas, playful punch. Awesome, great. Then after that, he supernovas again. And I don't have a guard for it at this point. And so I just take the 6 to the face. He raises up in anger, gets rid of one of my allies, and from that point on, like I couldn't mount up enough advantage towards him, and it was just, he was at 2 and kept continuing to gain advantage on me, and survivaled it out. So again, having 2 supernovas when you need it, it's very, very, very good for cooler, very key. So then 6th, I go on to a Saiyan Broly, and I'm just playing it out by this point. I had packed a Defiant Challenge, you know, in the gift packs they gave you. But I go against the Saiyan Broly, and I'm fairly confident about this matchup. Early game, he does he uses Unleashed, and Cooler's on the field. And the best thing is, okay, Cooler was MVP in this deck, because Cooler just kept saying, you can use all the effects of your cards except the leveling up effects. And I would never tell them Cooler's on the field. I would never remind them. And this is what I will tell anybody going to a tournament. You can be a nice person. You can be a very nice person, but don't be an idiot and tell your opponent you have an effect which is going to mess up something they're going to do. Let them do it. If they're not doing an illegal play, right? If they're not illegally using a play, like if there's a setup on the field in Napa and somehow you let them use it, or no. If it is a legal play, which using cards like Dominance and Unleashed are both legal plays with Cool on the field. Cooler just says effects that advance a personality cannot be used. The rest of the effects work. So Saiyan Broly used Unleashed. He attached a card. He tries to get up to level 3, and I'm like, nope, Cooler. So completely ruined an Unleashed turn for him, big time, which helped. He had a turn where he had 2 Saiyan grabs. 2 Saiyan grabs, and you're higher than me. You get 2 free cards. You know, and that's where as the tournament was going along, it was just kind of like a fact of like who had the 2 like nutty cards they could just throw at you. And if you had the 2 nutty cards, you know, you do well. But I did get late game. There was a turn where I was going to try to dig him up, but I knew he had an event block. So I was going to throw a couple other attacks so I could throw dig later. He ends up throwing a dig on me from level 2, goes to level 3. I have 5 allies out, and he digs me up to the next level, and the mill train happens. So very close game, but just, you know, card advantage went their way, and the mill train at the end is what killed me. If the mill train had not been there, would have been totally fine. However, blue takedown was MVP of that game because I kept using it to like lower him down. He would like raise one anger, lower you down a level, lower you down a level. So I mean, he would have definitely with Unleashed and without takedowns, he would have been up to level 4, like no doubt about it. And then 7th round was a bye, so ended up being 2-1-4 or 3-4 if you'd count it. All in all, I was really happy with the deck's performance. I made some changes. Jay Banna, special thanks goes out to you. I ended up putting in Villainous Energy Ball, which did help a turn that I was going against the Black Cooler, the one who used the double chin kick. There was a turn where he was going to throw some physicals at me. I threw that out. It mitigated 4 stages of those damage because it could only go to Ginyu. So, you know, his AT was like monstrous, you know, it was 3 or 4. plus the AT, but it's only doing, it's -4. So it prevented all stages, helped, and lowered his Zinger as well. So it kept him on 2. Other MVPs, like I said, Cooler. Holy crap. If you are an ally deck and you're a villain, run Cooler. Cooler is OP, man, because he's like, you can't auto level. There's no auto leveling. And with what I was running Ginyu's body switch, which worked off of the anger mechanic. So I'm not running any dominances. The build, which I'll be featuring in a video later, which we'll have a link down here below. It was very much less reliant on setups and drills and being more active and proactive, which is something Jay and I went over night after night after night, working on a build that would be very proactive, working in the blue blanketing blasts, working in defense options that were also offensive. So instead of running cards like Blue Guard, we run Blue Arm Blast. The entire suite of how it was built was to be aggressive, but also had some really great defense options, great board control. Other MVPs, Villainous Energy Beam was great because it lowers 3 anger. And in fact, one of the combats, I was against Kevin and his Roshi when he was on 2, and he would have blocked command and gotten up. I threw the Villainous Energy Beam, lowered him by 3, so when he was ready to throw command, he only went up 2 anger, which saved me from getting him to 3, which he would have seen in my hand, and he would have probably done a black power up loop. So yeah, it was good stuff. But all in all, had a great time. I can't hate it. I played a deck I was comfortable with. I think it did very well. I think there were 2 matches, especially, like I said, the Yamcha and the Pesky, along with the Black Cooler and 2 Chin Kicks. It just happens, I was super happy with my performance and how I played. I didn't really feel like I made critical errors or critical mistakes. I felt like I was on point with everything I did. So yeah, all in all, good time. I got to hang out with people again, hung with BC again, hung out with Matthew Combs, just everybody who was hanging out there. We got to meet a lot of great people too. Got to meet some fans of Mana Beast and just hang out and, just shoot the breeze and talk and have a good time. So definitely enjoyed it. I'm going to be making some changes to the deck. And like I said, deck profile will be coming out later here, probably here in the next few days. But yeah, thanks to everybody who was there and attended and hung out and said hi. I'm definitely looking forward to going to the next one. So anyway, that's about it. As always, please rate, comment, subscribe, share, proselytize to the goodness of Mana Beast. I don't know if we should do that, but whatever, if you feel like it. And we'll see you guys next time.